New tonight, an unusually high number of police cars circled Thomas Nealson Community College today. Comes in response to a threat that was found written on a wall in one of the buildings on the Hampton campus yesterday. 13 News Now reporter Robert Boyd has the story.
Well, David, tonight I spoke with students, parents, and faculty who say anytime there's a threat this day and age, it must be taken seriously. And until this investigation is over, they're happy to see plenty of police officers on their way to class. Shelby Armstrong is supposed to be focused on her Wednesday night human services class, but she says it's hard not to be distracted by the unusual amount of police cars passing back and forth.
I was kind of scared at first. I didn't really want to show up today. You know, you have to take things like that really seriously.
On Tuesday afternoon, police were alerted about a threat that was found written on a wall in one of the buildings on their Hampton campus. The threat has since been wiped clean, and they are not releasing exactly what it said.
In this day and age, we take every threat as serious until the investigation deems it otherwise.
The college immediately got proactive, alerting their students of the threat and calling in Hampton City Police as well as state police for extra backup.
But I can certainly assure you that all the additional precautions are simply those precautions.
During the summer, there could be upwards of 400 students a day walking these grounds.
Seeing the presence of the police here at least gives me some comfort that whatever was going on is being taken care of at this point.
But just to be extra safe, David Porco will be keeping a close watch of his own in the parking lot while his daughter attends class.
Before I drive away, I want to at least have some understanding of what's happening.
As for Shelby, she says one thing students can't do is allow this threat to interfere with what's important.
I tell my mom every day, like, hey, you know, today I might go to school and something might happen, but at the end of the day, I want to get my education.
Now, police say this is an important reminder. If you see something, say something. If anyone out there has any information on this case, you're being urged to call Thomas Nealson Community College. Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.